lovely times. I think it's recording right now, so hold on. Yeah, and it means. Hold on. See, it's a recording of me staring at the camera. Because I don't know when it starts recording. It's all right, it's all good. All right. Hi guys. So I'm over on Zoom. So anyone that will be joining us on YouTube, I'm so glad you're here. I don't see your comments. Please though, feel free to leave them. We are going to be reading. And these are group reads. So I'll be pulling cards for the collective. If you have a question, you can ask it to yourself. You can say it out loud, draw it out, however you want to do it. You don't need a question. Or maybe you'll hear messages from the cards and it will simply bring thoughts to your mind. Okay, that's the card we pulled yesterday, group one. So we're going to kick it off as we are wont to do with Seasons of the Witch. Lethia Oracle. I just looked up the phonetic pronunciation. So it's not Litha that I've been saying, Lethia. It is spelled Litha. Lethia. And it's by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. And this particular deck is illustrated by Tijana Lucas. So for the collective or pulling, happy Friday, guys. It is, I think it's 26. Is it June? June 26th. Oh, June 26th of 2026. 6, 26, 26. It's 6, 26, 20, 26. So you could add the 6 to the 20 and get 26, 26, 26. It's a lot of freedom in that, but I think of it more maybe as an exercise. 26, 26, 26. Which isn't a major arcana, but 2 plus 6 is 8. That's strength. Strength is also Leo, and it's ruled by the sun. The major arcana card. I mean, I'm trying to find connections. We're not in Leo season yet, though. We're definitely ruled by the sun now because we are officially in summer. I wonder if it means anything. Well, I don't know. All right, let's see what we have for our pull. Maybe it'll be reflected in the card. Ooh, sun wheel. That's pretty. I have definitely pulled this one before because I remember the image, but I don't remember the messages. It's so pretty. Sun wheel is card 42. And it says, oh yeah, we just pulled this one. Make sure to catch your breath. You are in for an unexpected journey. I feel a very personal pull towards this card because I've had messages about learning to hold my breath because there's going to be a point in the future. These are all just possibilities. Also, messages received might not be what you should literally take it as. Like if you get a message, and when I say message, I just mean however you get the information, you're getting it. You're seeing it in your head, you're hearing it in your ears. Someone wrote you a letter, you got an email, you got a random text, however the fuck you get it. Oh fuck, I forgot my point. So let's just go back to the card. I feel a personal connection, that's what it was, about the water. So I got this message and it said, how did it say? Learn to hold your breath. I can't remember exactly how they said it, but what a lot of times I'll get simultaneous, it'll be hearing and seeing, audient and clairvoyant, and it was a person, me, guzzling water. And I had this is me just choosing a number. Say I had 2 minutes. Can you hold your breath for 2 minutes right now? Do you have the lung capacity to hold your breath for 2 minutes? So I don't know if I do, especially while I'm drinking water. My heart rate's going to start increasing. It's going to become more difficult just by virtue of not having oxygen. And it's also going to be panicking. And the message was to learn to hold my breath so that I could drink water. Well, we need water to survive. So it was like a survival aspect, learn to hold your breath. So we'll see. The messages aren't always fully fleshed out, which thankfully I don't care that they are, because I know that just when I initially get the message, the possibilities of what it could mean could be endless. Make sure to catch your breath. You are in for an unexpected journey. Oh, mermaid. That's not our card, but there's a mermaid card. Okay, 42. This is just so pretty. The cards, okay, sun wheel. Be prepared. I don't know if I showed y'all, sorry. Be prepared. The presence of the sun wheel in a reading means things are about to speed up. You can expect a shift in movement in any number of ways. A project suddenly gaining significant traction. Finding yourself on an adventure halfway across the world. A whirlwind romance. Or even the sudden urge to get up and move your physical body. This type of dynamic energy is exciting and generally stimulates positive outcomes. But change can be overwhelming, even good changes. So be sure to make time to catch your breath and plant your feet firmly on the ground. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness, sorry. Receiving this card is a sign to take action and get the ball rolling. It is a very good indication of success if you're willing to act quickly. Even small steps taken at this time can stimulate significant leaps. Just be sure you know what you want before making any moves, as you don't want to find yourself with a plethora of opportunities, only to realize you don't actually know where you're headed. The energy of the sun wheel is quick to come and quick to go, so don't waste it with indecision. I don't know. One thing that I'm thinking is I've over the past 18 months, I've toyed around with doing an event on making a wheel, and your wheel can look like whatever it wants. You just draw a circle, and whatever you put in that circle is your wheel. You could put all 4 seasons. You could put just your birthday. You could fill it to the brim with all of your knowledge. But it does, because it's called sun wheel, it does kind of does make me think of that. And the wheel can be highly personal, only for your use or just as like a little project to kind of clear your head. If I've thought about doing it, I haven't done it because I haven't created my own wheel yet, so I'm not too sure, but it does sound like a fun thing to do. All right, I don't see any hands. So we have healing the inner child, and this and whatever pagan holiday we're sitting in, which is Letha right now. We'll read from a Seasons of the Witch, because there's 8 of these decks, so you can read year round. So Seasons of the Witch, and then Healing the Inner Child Oracle. And this currently is temporarily in our permanent lineup. So Healing the Inner Child Oracle by Nina Magendre. I like saying her name like that. I don't know how you say it, but illustrated by EDR. These are borderless cards. They're nice. They're slightly oversized. They're slick, but they're not high gloss. They're actually matte finish. Yeah, it's not textured, but the artist, I mean, you can kind of like see the pastel on the canvas where it grips it. Like I almost want to feel it, like I can see it in the card. They're very pretty. I enjoy the colors, so I enjoy reading them. They are numbered and they have a single word on each card, or 1 to 2 words. But it might actually be it's a single. No, 1 to 2 words on each card. All right, let's see what we got. This deck, I mean, I'm kind of playful right now, but this deck can really hit. Woo, I cried when I told the mother. That's a hard one. All right, let's see. And each card has children or a child on it. Oh my gosh, this is like I'm already. It's just it makes me sad when I see the image, but there's also a lot of beauty in it. This is called Belonging. And this is card 21. So this is great. This is actually 2 cards in the major arcana. Because you can add 21, 2 plus 1 is 3, and that's the Empress at the beginning of our journey, back where the Fool is 0. But we can also look at this as card 21, which is the Wheel of Fate or the Wheel of Fortune, which is, no, it's not, that's 10. I'm so sorry, it's the World. It's the final card in the major arcana. The final card or the Empress. That's kind of interesting. I never thought of that. And then the keyword belonging. And That was just so true. So like you ever watch kids, little kids, they don't seek chaos. They'll like they kind of like a dog. Like if you approach a friendly dog, like my dog in my house that knows me, if I'm walking up to it to go to the kitchen, my dog doesn't move out of the way. I need to move around my dog, which still pisses me off because I'm a human. But the dog, I think, is like, why would I move? This makes sense to me. Why would I move? Because I'm the one already in stillness. You are in movement. You are the chaotic function here. You need to choose a path. I will stay still for you to have time to choose your path so that neither one of us is ill affected. That's like the dog's approach. And then I'm the human going, get the fuck out of my way. Even though she's like 2 feet to my left. So the idea here of these two cards, or this card, is sometimes in the exterior world, I can just create that chaos, create that disharmony and dis-ease for no freaking reason and over silly small things. And then I start to set up this idea of I am not together. I am apart. We are not similar. We have more unalike than alike, which is not true. That is not true. Our species is very similar, right? Same fucking species. But can you see inside? I can't even tell. Can y'all see in there? The children, the inner child is still always seeking out. And back to the dog thing. Kids, little kids, toddlers, they don't necessarily share all their toys, but they're not beating each other up with them either, by the sorts. So belonging is a sense in how you create it. It's not, I want to belong a certain way and I don't feel like I do. It's how do you belong? How do you belong in this world? Well, you're an air breather, so you're automatically in the right element if you're walking around, right? Stay out of the ocean for extended periods, that kind of thing. You do belong on this planet because you're equipped to breathe here and to live here. You do belong. You are affected by our gravity, so you belong on Mother. You do belong. Find the ways in which you belong. Don't fucking tell me you can't. Find the ways in which you belong. All right, so let's go to belonging. This is card 40. No, it's not. It's card 21. I was just on 42 again, which in this book is protection. So we go to card 21, belonging. We are all in this room right now on Zoom from Meetup. We belong together. Oh, those of you joining on YouTube, we belong together. So we have each card in the book is presented in three sections: invitation, inner child, and journey. So the card 21, belonging, the invitation of belonging, it is in our nature to crave belonging, to thrive. We need to be seen and to be loved by ourselves and by others. Some of the biggest obstacles to our growth and healing are inner child wounds. When our wounds are untended, we unconsciously sabotage our relationships with others and have trouble connecting with our authentic feelings. Inside each one of us is a vibrant and whole self waiting to be accessed. The path to embodying this self is through a deep, trusting relationship with your inner child, especially with the innocent, playful, and trusting child before they knew pain, trauma, and disappointment. In our adult lives, we shut down when the little one inside is afraid of being rejected again, afraid to ask for help, fearing nobody will be there. In a relationship, the worst fights are ones in which the wounded inner young parts are active and battling for their needs to be met. Meeting the needs of our inner child allows us to relate to others from our adult self instead of from the unmet needs of the child. As long as we haven't reparented ourselves, we will expect our partner to offer us the love and support we did not receive from our parents, an impossible task for anyone. This card invites you to notice where your inner child might be striving to meet unmet needs from childhood in your current relationships. Bless me. It's harsh. That's a big. And the inner child itself. Young children are masters at looking into your eyes with pure presence and love. Before they experience disappointment and trauma, children fully trust themselves and life. They do not hold judgments or preconceived expectations. Invite your inner child to teach you about seeing the world with eyes of wonder and with a beginner's mind. Ask them to take you back to the time when you trusted life unconditionally. What was that like? Allow a few breaths as you stay connected to these memories and the sensations of belonging. If no memory is available, create one. Imagine what belonging would have looked like for you as a child and offer it to your inner child now. Look into the eyes of your inner child and tell them, you matter. There is a place for you. And the journey of this card. What do you notice in your body as you sit with this image? Can you recall a moment when you felt sad and hopeless, disconnected from those you love, and unable to feel seen or heard? Revisit this memory and sense your pain as the adult, as well as your inner child's pain around unmet needs. Offer yourself compassion for the times you lashed out with anger or frustration. Remember what brought you out of this state. Was it kind words from someone? Witnessing a moment of softness? Or taking a walk in nature? Call in understanding and compassion as you hold space for the memories and feelings that arise as you contemplate this card. It is never too late to experience belonging. Oh my gosh, I love this deck. This has a lot of Six of Pentacles energy for me. I mean Six of Cups, sorry. Six of Cups energy, the two kids and the third person. That third person could very well be the inner adult or the inner child as seen through an even younger inner child's lens. A young child will always see the older child as the more adult, the more grown up, right? Like to a 5-year-old, a 15-year-old is pretty much functioning as an adult in the world, has got their shit together. So maybe when we do sense that inner child, don't forget that there's an even younger version in there. Still looking, still asking, still seeking. They're not necessarily going to be heard because some of these versions are nonverbal. So it's okay however we do this. There's no necessarily any wrong. I do invite you to seek therapy, someone who's trained, who's certified. If you're comfortable with that, if you do have questions, go to your cards, see how that treats you. Trust yourself for the answers as well. Lots of ways to go. Lots of ways to go. But pull those cards, get those answers. All right, we are going to, I think I'm going to go to Viking Oracle. Viking Oracle, and this is Wisdom of the Ancient Norse. I'm just checking for hands. So these are, this deck is specifically built around the Elder Futhark runes, and there is a younger Futhark. They're the less old version. There's also less runes in the younger Futhark. I don't know why they did that. They abbreviated, but they took 8 away. They removed 8. They removed a third of them. I actually know little or nothing about the younger Futhark, so I'll stop there. All right. This is Viking Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. And so you can see this is traditionally I found that this is pretty typical of the artwork and the theme that you're gonna find in the Oracle decks. The kind of warrior aspect, blood and guts. They weren't out there slaughtering their neighbors every day, for sure, but they were warriors. Kind of like Klingons on Star Trek. They're a warrior race, but they still got to go out and, be engineers, be doctors. I don't know if they have therapists in Klingon world. I don't know, but that's the idea. Mathematicians. We need people that help run the world. So Vikings were the same. Viking was more like I'm gonna go Viking this weekend. You want to go pillage? Like that kind of thing. When I was just reading that last card from the Healing Your Inner Child, I was thinking about the runes. I sing the runes almost every day. And when I'm doing it, I'm also thinking about what the meaning of the rune is. And sometimes some will float more forward because there's magic behind it. It helps with manifestation. But it's a way to also see a situation from a new lens. Pulling cards will help with that, but singing the runes and applying the rune, each one, or as many as you would like, to the situation at hand will helps me to understand the situation. Because each time I go through and sing the 24 runes, I'm applying it in a new way. So for me, it offers clarity. And I'm not well versed. I'm not well versed enough to know each meaning as I sing it. It's not that fast yet, but it's getting there. So pretty cool. And there's YouTube. Go YouTube. Don't want to say yeah. I'd say YouTube, Spotify. I happen to have Spotify. And look up Eldritch Futhark runes, and you will find music. And I would just suggest look until you find one that you like, one that sounds good. Or if you're a musician, create your own. All right, let's see. Usually, a lot of times I get a sensation, but I don't always. I'm not. We're just gonna go ahead and see. A sensation that alerts me it's time to cut the deck. All right, these are spelled slightly differently. Ingus, so I wonder if this is Ingwaz. This is Ingwaz. Oh yeah, it's right there. I was looking for the symbol. Like I don't see it on here. All right, but in this deck, I know it as INWAZ, but this is spelled INGUZ. And I don't know why, but we'll see. And this, okay. So this is like seed energy. Let's see what the book says. I'm not overly familiar with this room, so I'm not doing too much intuitive reading on it. And that is a blackbird or some kind of bird on the stone. And the stone, I'm drawing a blank. You can find these stones. There's actually some in the United States. They're not rune stones. It's stones with runes on them. And it's by like I was here, like graffiti. But there's gonna be like I am the son of Thor and all this shit. I have no idea why someone would just put the symbol like embedded into a stone. That takes a lot of craftsmanship to do what this card had done. Like they put some sort of metal, they shaped it, and they were able to put it into the stone. It's very permanent. It's also, I would think, because I do take, so you can take this literally like someone of great wealth had this created, especially if it was created when the runes were in use a couple thousand years ago when they were originated. Immense wealth. All right, so let's look at what the rune is. And I'm going to keep in my mind when I'm reading the rune, if in fact, like the way that I'm going, that someone was immense wealth, or it took a lot of money to have this created, I'm going to see how that thought applies to the meaning of the rune. All right, so, and whatever you're thinking about, see how it applies. Sorry. Profound strength grows slowly. Do not take shortcuts. Make use of stored power. The positive power of the masculine is available for all. Take action and learn by doing. So this is kind of like a breakdown of what the rune is. Ingwaz is the rune of the masculine divine and represents the active doing power of the masculine. We see the doing power of the masculine throughout tarot as well. It advises that its fertile and explosive power is available to us. that if we store our strength and energy over time, we can release it towards something we want. Ingwaz is both a powerful rune of manifestation and an expression of the moment of powerful centering before the manifestation is invoked. Holy shit, I never knew that. I am obsessed with the moment before. Not the liminal space. Like, I get that that's there, but there's action in everything. And I always think about, but what happened just before that? And I mean that second before, that nanosecond before, what was actively happening? And this is the freaking rune. So if I wanted the power of clarity in those moments of the before, I would use this rune. So I would sing it, like just sing it over and over, or say it, or I could write it on my skin. If I wanted to, I could tattoo it on me. I would not suggest tattooing runes on you unless you have someone who's really well versed. Because you can go ahead and hex yourself if you want, but okay, let's just go back to the book. I'm super excited about this. I did not know that. Okay, Ingwaz is both a powerful rune of manifestation and an expression of the moment of powerful centering before that manifestation is invoked. It also reminds us that we build strength over time. For instance, when we first go to the gym, we don't attempt to lift a barbell that weighs more than we do. Even if we can shift it, we are likely to hurt ourselves in the process. Eventually, of course, we work up to it and may be able to lift that weight and more. But we have to ready our body by putting in the time to increase its strength. This gradual increase of strength is applicable to our mind and mental powers as well as to our body physical powers. Mentally, we need the focus needed to complete a difficult process or task in the same way that we develop physical strength in the gym. So true. Ingwaz can be used as a fertility talisman for both men and women and was a symbol of the male mysteries in Viking society. We're going to go back really quick. We developed the focus needed to complete a difficult process or task in the same way that we develop physical strength in the gym. Every other Saturday, we meet for mediumship and we do exercises. We might chat. And that's pretty much what we do, right? But those exercises, I've said this, are meant to help us stay in the moment, stay focused, stay tethered, so that when we are actually talking to the dead neighbor's cat, we don't freak out and leave before we need to. Small, casual, comfortable practices help build over time for the moments that you will need true clarity and discernment and not freak out in the moment. It all comes together. Oh my God. Okay, Ingwaz is such a great rune. So the reversed meaning, and most of the runes do have reversed meanings, but not all. Reversed. There is a lack of strength and conviction. Too much thinking and not enough doing. Rushing and shortcuts will backfire at this time. Exercise patience. And then it has two elements. I don't know. I guess I didn't know the elements of the runes. It's earth and fire. Huh. Earth and fire. Wow. That's like baking clay. Like you're creating something solid. That's interesting. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I pulled from this deck. And it's very straightforward. You know, looking at it now, like this is Awaz. It's the accent on the first syllable. It literally means horse, so there's a picture of a horse. And I don't know for sure, but did the Norse actually use that much armament on their horses? Maybe they did. That's a lot of steel work. I didn't even know when people started using metal bits in the horse's mouth. So, all right. Very cool. Let me take the time because I want to make sure that we're good. We can read, I think, maybe one more. I like to get us done at the latest by 10 till because I recognize that we have other places to be. I want to keep a rune deck in the rotation, so I think maybe we'll hold on to the Vikings one right now. And then I did grab, oh my gosh, let's do Ah! Okay, we'll do Denise Lynn soul coaching. I was gonna do Moonology, Yasmin Bolin, who is teaching this summer. Yasmin Bolin is teaching this summer. No. At the Omega Institute. I don't know when, I can't remember. But if you look up eomega.org, just teaching, and this is pretty. Oh, this is, what is that movie? I never saw it. Titanic. Something about a boat. I'm kidding. But Titanic, look, she's king of the world. All right, that's all. I keep looking over there, like where it keeps panning. And I went to go yell yesterday at the screen because I do that. And I started to yell an E name. Like my name starts with an E, it's Elizabeth. And I was like, I think the entity or the name starts with an E. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a dimensional version of myself coming through. But I mean, what am I supposed to do with that information? I don't know. Oh, great message. What the fuck do I do with that? All right. So we've got Denise Lynn. This is called Soul Coaching. This is an oracle deck. And we have, oh, it has an elephant on it. So any of you with a fondness for elephants, an elephant in movement. I don't necessarily know if it's moving forward, but one leg is raised. Oh, and it's nighttime outside. How nocturnal are elephants? How often are they out and about at night? All right, seems kind of, there they are. I thought that was a skull in the background, but it's interesting. Let's see. Okay, this is card 40. Power. This is a very brief book, which is good, especially for client reads because it's fast and you have time to talk. So we have the card meaning and what your soul wants to know, followed by an affirmation. So under the card power, number 40, showcasing an elephant. What are they called? No. Bulls. The male ones are bulls, I think. So also if your spirit animal is a bull, I know that this is an elephant, not a bovine, but if you are flexible, you may receive more. Okay. Why did I? Card meaning. Express your strength with grace and take back your power. It's safe to own your gifts. Accept that within you is a place of divine strength and inner ability. Your soul wants you to know. This card appears when you're ready to stand in your power. If you've lost or given away your authority to someone or something else, it's now time to reclaim it. If you're holding on to limiting beliefs, or if you're afraid of being shunned, judged, or ostracized, it's time to let go of those limitations. Release any fear of misusing your power. Oh, that's interesting. Release any fear of misusing your power. True strength doesn't dominate or manipulate. It's a gift from the Creator that dwells within you. You have the spiritual power that's born of sacred love, wisdom, and grace. This ability can heal others and bring light into the darkness. So this is, the affirmation for this card. I am a radiant, glorious, powerful being. I am a radiant, glorious, powerful being. Radiant, glorious, powerful. That's like the sun. Radiant, glorious, and powerful. All right, I like it. And this card does take place at night. So sometimes people get Like they'll say, I got a download last night. Maybe they had a dream or just understanding came to them. But you might be looking at nocturnal or nighttime where you're going to get information, or you might just feel more powerful in general. The world is somewhat more quiet. Even like electromagnetic frequencies are still here, but the tech itself, it might not be as actively engaged. So people aren't necessarily a lot of people. They're probably more actively typing at 3 p.m. than 3 a.m. daylight and moonlight. I don't want to go to 8:40. Okay, we'll do one more. And I think we're gonna, you know what we're gonna do. I got this one at the thrift store. I've only read with it a couple of times because it's a little intimidating, but it does read well. Okay, so this is called, such a bizarre deck. It's 50 cards. It's called Fashion Oracles, Life and Style Inspiration from the Fashion Greats. I wonder, also, I'm gonna read the whoever designer again. If they think, if God, I just keep looking like I'm gonna see me. I understand that it's technology. I understand my camera's doing something. That's fine. But there's also this possibility it's doing it because there's an dimensional being in that. I guess we're all dimensional beings. All right. So if this person has been canceled, it's also part of the message. When the deck was created, who the fuck knows how much was known about it. Your personal feelings about the fashion industry, how it utilizes people's bodies, how it abuses the environment, whatever you're thinking. You might love fashion. You yourself are a designer. Go with that. Whatever you're thinking. It's confluence, not influence. Look at what's happening around you. Your lens is unique. All right, let's see what sign is. I know like two. I watch RuPaul, so I hear names. So I don't know who's people are. All right. We have nope. Rei, R-E-I, Kawakubo, Kawakubo. And it says, be a work of art. Make shape your statement. Never compromise. Energize. Be a work of art. And art is subjective, right? I mean, yeah, go buy that completely white canvas for $2 million. Or don't do it and burn it. So your art, whatever you are art. Be a work of art. It's not necessarily a dictate. It's more saying you are an example already. You are art. You are walking around. You are the canvas. Like the fool in the fool's journey is a blank canvas that is painted on with each character that it meets, starting with the magician and ending with the world, to rebirth itself and begin the journey again. Be a work of art. And be accepting that every version of yourself is that beautiful piece of art because we evolve every day. Make shape your statement. Give it design. I want money. Bitch, if you want to manifest money, you're going to need more than I want money. Because you're going to go outside, fall down on the sidewalk, break both your legs, have $20,000 in medical debt, but you found a penny and you wanted money. See how that works? Make shape your statement. It is by design, not accident. Make shape your statement. Give it something to stand on. Create the foundation that you can manifest from. Never compromise. Energize. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. I do like this deck. I'm scared to read with it because it's so confusing sometimes because I don't know the designers and I feel a little overwhelmed. But there does always seem to be a message when I read with it. Like it does seem to come through pretty quickly. I know I'm probably going to pull a designer that I've heard of and be like, I'm probably supposed to know something about them. But that's not necessarily the way the world works. Don't not speak because you're unsure of what you're saying. Just be kind when you speak. Yep, I'm shitting y'all. I do that though. Where did I just put the I hate it when I do this. I feel like I'm losing my mind. How do I not still have oh wait, is that it? No. Okay, forget it. I don't know where the book is. I'm a little wacky when I do stuff like this. Like, okay, I just had it in my hand. Like y'all ever be wrapping gifts and you put the tape down? How the hell does that tape get lost every time? That is just bizarre. I legit that's what I just did with that book. Oh, there was no book. I read it from the car. That's better. Holy crap, I need coffee. All right, we're at 8:40. No, we're not. We're at 8:45. So we're gonna stop so that we have a little bit of time to get where we're gonna be going next. I invite everyone to join tomorrow again. We are going to be meeting at shockingly 8 a.m. because that's when all my events start. 8 a.m. Central. Tomorrow morning we're going to be doing reading from the book. So well, shit, I just had a deck without a book. Okay, so if you have a deck like this, then you don't have a book, just read from the card. But we are not doing intuitive reads. It is not a time to come and showcase your skill, which I love your skill. But come Thursdays, because that's when we do that. And eventually maybe I'll offer a weekend one, because I do recognize that Thursday morning at 8 a.m. is not a fully accessible. It's just when I can wait. All right. I'm going to say goodbye, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and you'll be able to catch this video in the next 24 hours if you're interested in seeing it. Trying to get my mouse to work. There we go. All right.